In today's review, we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. Now, I'm not going to lie, on social media and TikTok, they've been saying this is the best anime of all time, best anime 2026, so we finna see it today. As I go through the season, I'm just going to be breaking it down by episodes, my thoughts and opinions as I, noted them down, and we're really going to see if it's the best anime of this year. So first, if you see me looking to the right, I'm going to talk about my notes, but just to start off, I was like, okay, what is he washing his hands with blood or whatever, but they were saying that was from like, the Shibuya incident and stuff. And mind y'all, I don't know if I was on like the third or second episode, but I never watched like I think the Jujutsu Kaisen, the first movie it was like Yuta, and he was coming in with Maki and Panda, and they was fighting the one antagonist. I never even watched that, so like, mind you, I'm watching the first episode and I'm like, who is this OP man? Why he already done got Yuji? And I was like, what did happen? I was like, who is this person? So I was like a little bit through the season, then I had to watch the first movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why he OP. Because at first I was like, they like excommunicado, everybody coming for them, the barriers destroyed. I'm like, wait, who even is that? So that was one thing I had to put over. And then, is it just me? But like, when they been introducing the sorcerers and stuff, like, I'm not gonna lie, in this season, I didn't know who nobody was, nobody named. They'd be like, this the third grade, first grade. I don't even know who it is until they get to fighting and get the domain expansion OP. I don't even know who those people be. And when they had showed the flashbacks, I thought the Hammer Girl, I'm not gonna lie, with the Japanese names, y'all know I'm black. I'm from the South. I don't know all them names. But the girl with the hammer, well, I thought she was still alive. I said, ooh. I was like, oh, she dead. Why nobody told me? Like, I know he did that little manipulation thing on the side of her face, but I thought she was still alive. So when they were showing like him, the Shadow Boy, when they showed him itadori, I was like, oh, so where's the girl at? Oh, okay, so I was like, so where's she at? But I would say, especially on the first episode, I think the studio is Mappa. They did good with the colors, like when he was like going through the building, getting chased by the cursed spirits. I was like, okay. And then they was killing me when he had ran down, it was like the subway, and one of the things was running like them Titans from Attack on Titan. I was like, ugh. Even like the sounds they be making, they be like mumbling and vibrating and breathing. I'd be like, ugh. But I would say it was definitely started off good, action packed and stuff. And then, yeah, and then especially when the two people have popped up with him and then his brother, that little speed dude, I was like, so who was this? And then Yuta had came out of nowhere. He didn't sliced and diced him. He got his face on the floor. I'm like, so what's really going on here? And then I always like it too in animes. Like, I would say one of my favorite Bleach does this as well, and Dragon Ball. But when like somebody OP pop up and then they like, wait, who was that? Like, I don't know why. I feel like it'd be so cool, such aura. So like when Yuta had popped up, that was cool. And then their fight was really cool. And then also they had just introduced like the fast dude. And so he over here doing the matrix around his brother. I'm like, okay. Like, mind you, like I said, like it just popped. The episode just started. So I'm like, okay. And then him fighting, I really thought he had died. When his Shimigami had came and grabbed him, I was like, wait, who was that? That's what I was saying. Like when I was watching all that stuff, I was like, wait, so who was that? And then that's when I had to go back into the movie because I'm like, wait, so she just gonna appear and grab him? And then he stabbed him in the heart. I definitely thought he was dead for real. I really definitely thought he was dead. For episode 2, I really liked this episode. So this was, just a refresher, this is when his brother and then the fast dude fight. And I always like it in animes when they do this. Like when it's because Dragon Ball Z is my favorite, so I love when animes do this. But it's like when they be fighting and it's like after image after after image after after image. So it's like they literally in the subway just dash and dashing. Like, I don't know, I love it like that. And then I also like it when like when they're, I guess like they are like learning their techniques as they go, because like he's getting beat up, but then he's also like looking at him like, okay, he's moving this fast and this fast. And I really liked how it was like his blood, like he was able to time the drop of his blood with the speed and then explode. I was like, okay, like I like it when they do stuff like that. It's like the dialogue be fast, but like the fighting is fast. So it's like, I feel like as the viewer, you're watching it, it's like a fast pace, you know what I mean? I hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying, but it's like it was a fast pace. I really like that. that. Then it had killed me because like they was boxing and he almost killed the dude, and then you took gonna pop up and smack that man into the wall. They be killed, like, I don't know. I feel like it was so many random little moments like that in this season of just folks just getting hit or kicked and then just flying into the wall or whatever. So, you know, he ends up knocking him out. And then he shows him that he was like fake dead. See, I really thought he was dead. Like, I don't know. It just like I just thought he was dead. Like, I didn't know if something was gonna happen with like Sukuna or something. So I had really thought he was dead. So, but I think that was cool. Because like I said, going back to the movie, like I said, I didn't watch the movie originally, so I really thought he was like a bad character. But you know, going back to the movie, you know, and the history we has with Gojo and stuff, I think that was like super cool that he was like, you know, working, but he had to like fake act like he was dead just to like get him on his team. And then one part I feel like most people did not understand. It's like, so when they had first got together and they went to go see Tengen, was I the only one who didn't know what Tengen was? Like everybody who told me that Tengen was like the narrator of this, but it's like, I don't know, you know how seasons be spaced out. So I didn't know who Tengen was, but I really thought, I think it's a her. I really thought her design was cool. And then is it just me? I've literally replayed this part so many times. Like on YouTube or Crunchyroll, the ending when they first walk in the little white space, because I was like, okay, like where we at? You know, it's giving hyperbolic time chamber, where we at? But when they had first walked in, and then like just the panning of their faces, and then they all walk out, the music, and then Tengen pops up, and then she was saying everybody's names, and then like I don't know, I've been looking for that music. Like I wish I could have found, I guess, like what exact song it was or whatever, but I haven't. But that part, it was just so tough to me. Like that was another thing I want to touch. I'm gonna touch in like the episodes. Is like some parts they were having some really good music. Like I don't know, I'm very big on like, I guess like how a scene makes you feel, or like that's why I would say Bleach and Dragon Ball is my favorite, just because of the music and when they fight. Like I'm very big on like anime music. Like I feel like that's something that's very underrated, and so that was my favorite part. I really wanted to touch on. The episode was nice and stuff, like I said, how he fought him, but like that other part, the meeting Tengen, that was, I don't know, I just love that scene. Like the music, it's like it's so majestic. Like I love that scene, and so that's what I wanted to say for episode 2. And now this part, oh my god, y'all. So like I said, they had just introduced Tengen. They walked in, the little aura, everything, right? I'm not gonna lie, was I the only one? Like, I don't know, like, it was a lot of stuff this season. When it came to the rules and the backstory of the lore, I'd be lost. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be waiting to, maybe the manga readers, like, y'all let me know if they maybe explain that a little bit better in the manga or whatever. And maybe the anime only people be lost. But like, oh, I'd be lost. Like, cause I had on here, when they were explaining how Tengen works in the vessel, I don't know what it was. Even I literally had just took notes of this yesterday. I was writing it down. I still didn't know what they was talking about. I'd watched the whole season. I'm like, vessel, Tengen, what? 6 eyes? Who is the 6 eyes? I don't know nothing about that. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe that was. And then even the culling games, I'm not gonna lie, all them rules, they could have wrapped it up. That's one thing. That is one thing. I maybe, and like I said, maybe the anime only. Maybe that was just me. But like I said, did they explain that a little bit clearer in the manga, or is it just a mess on both sides? Because even when they was fighting and they'd be like, "Oh, this a new rule. Do a little spin animation." I don't be knowing what they be talking about. I'd be like, "What? How many rules? One rule, you got to fight at this time. You got to get someone points. Some can I borrow your point?" Then they make it rule. What? So they just making rules? I thought the color game was already established. So people making rules while they fighting? Y'all let me know if it's clear in the manga, but definitely anime only. I was lost. Anybody else was watching the anime, do y'all be lost with the color game? I remember on TikTok they were saying it, but y'all let me know. But yeah, the color game rule was confusing. I had thought this little pixie, it's called Kogane. That's what I put out here, Kogane, that little white thing. I got so tired of seeing that through the whole thing. It just pop up. You got 18 boys. You got 10. Who is that? Like, but I have right here. It was the gamekeeper. But I was like, who is that? I got tired of seeing that little pixie. Every fight, that little thing just poof. Like, I was like, who is that? So, but I definitely, and then they explained the back of the box. It was called, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to butcher it. But it was at the back of the box to help get Gojo. So I was like, okay. But yeah, no, you can tell I'm a little slow because, like I said, when I was note taking it, I was like, oh, that blonde haired girl. And then, you know, the blood dude. I was like, wait, why wasn't they fighting? Whole time they stuck behind protecting Tengen. I said, ooh, okay. Mind you, I done watched the whole season a while ago. So I was like, ooh, okay. That's why they wasn't there. So... But yeah, I think that was good. And then my friend had just told me that when they showed that little office scene, that was the comedian guy. See, I didn't know that either. That's when I was like, oh, maybe I need to do a review. Right, they telling me. So yeah, that was all my little information for episode 3. And now we're gonna get into episode 4. This was Maki's fight. I'm not gonna lie, Mappa, they did their biggest. Okay, we got fed here. We got fed. I'm not hungry. We got fed here. Mappa did their biggest. So first, I wanted to say when she was walking to the clan, it was so cool. It was just funny because she was just like rolling up in there, like just walking through the thing. And then she had made it to the, the place where she was going in. And so when she did her little sword thing, and I think she was about to fight her dad, I was like, okay, like she wants to get active. Girl, she killed me. She got one tap, and I said, but I just literally thought she was finna get active. Like I was like, her sword looked cool. I think they had some text about it or something. I was like, okay, she finna get active. Oh no, she done got one tap. So that had killed me. And then once again, like I liked how this scene was because it was like all grayed out and like highlight on the blood. I thought that was so cool. And I thought it was so sad. I'm like, dang, so he just gonna kill his kids like that? What's really going on? And then she gets down there with her sister. I was like, that was so sad. And why I thought her sister was finna kiss her, I said, I was like, wait, is she finna kiss her? And then, they have that little scene. I thought her scene was a little nice. It was a little sad to see, like, her sister go or whatever. And then I really liked how it had panned upwards and it had, like, all the spirits. And then, like, she was, like, waking up a little bit. And the same thing, like I said, my favorite thing in anime is always when they have, like, the aura stuff. So he's walking and then he's like, they're all defeated. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? Because I was like, wait, is she finna get active? Like, what's really going on? And then, she wakes up and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then even right here, this is another thing too. Like the music right here, you guys might have to go back and watch it. The music right here was so good. I was like, okay, like the music was so good. The music was so good. And then it was funny because he did like, it was, if I can remember, it was like Blossom. It was like that little circle. So he got his sword and he doing a little circle attack. So I'm like, okay, like they about to get active. He don't even release his attack. She all the way in the back. His head just get to sliding off. I said, ooh. Oh, so she finna get active. And I know that's right. Get back for your sister. Get your sister back in blood. I know that's right. And so it was funny because like his head just sliding off. And she just doing a waka or, and it was funny because it's like they sounding the alarms, everybody running, like you see the people rushing through the little thing, and then they starting to introduce the little captains. I was like, oh, I'm going to wrap this up. I know she finna piece them up. And then my friend said that this was like Kill Bill. See, I never watched Kill Bill, but he was like, that was like Kill Bill. So, but it was funny because she walking, everybody bomb rush her and stuff, and then I be liking it when they don't even get to speak for real, and they just get I love a good box. I love when they just get active, bow, a good box. Like, they wouldn't even say nothing. She slicing, dicing. I said, oh, who was Maki feeling like right there? Who's she feeling like? I'm talking about she just slicing, dicing. That had killed me. And then even like at some like it's just blood everywhere, bodies hitting the floor, bodies. I was like, okay, who Maki feeling like? Who is she feeling like? And then that's when the little hand thing came up. See, all this stuff I thought was finna be OP. Oh no, she walking every nigga down in this bitch. She walking everybody down. And so when the hands had popped up, I was like, oh, okay, who was this? She done killed the other dude super duper quick. I forgot how he died. It was that fast. And then when the 3 people had popped, no, she ripped his throat out. That's what it was. When she like did a little dash and she ripped his throat out. I said, oh girl, she not playing. Who is she feeling like? And then the 3 people had popped the scene. Now I really thought these 3 people, I thought they was fenced to get the business. Like, especially when that guy had froze her with like the eyes or whatever. I was like, okay, they might have really gotten her. She up in the air like 11. She up in the air. She gonna come all the way back, re-stun the dude. His eyes bleeding. I said, Matt, what's on my screen? What's going on here? And then that other dude, he over here did all these 1,000 fist attack. I'm like, oh, like they really got her. This boy over here, eyes bleeding on a little river. She come out that dust with his head, and I said, oh, my bad, girl, my bad. See, Maki, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Because she walking niggas down. I'm like, who is Maki feeling like? She walking everybody down. Then she get to that bridge, and then that's when the speed boy come up. And they fight was so good. I love, like, people on TikTok be animating like the sound of like the rap songs to like his after images and stuff. And the same thing, like I like when they just be like after image, and then she boxing, punching through the rocks. I was like, wait, so is this JJK or is this DBZ? Which one is it? So I had thought that was just so tough. Even the same thing with like the blood dude when she was matching up like the speed with like the rocks, the sound. Like I remember she just stopped moving and she just tried to scan like all her environments. It was like the water, the rocks, the ground, and then she just turned around and punched him MK style. I'm talking about whole cheek broken. I said, ooh. I said, oh, Maki, she done wiped out the whole village. But yeah, her fight was super duper good. Same thing, like the pacing of like the dialogue and the fight, like all those things. Like I feel like as a viewer, just helps you be like in the intensity of it. And then when she had killed her mom, it was so funny because it's like, girl, don't run. Girl, you thought you was slick too? Y'all killed her sister. Oh, everybody. She said everybody in them dying. I was like, girl, what you think? Girl, what you running from? Girl, you just thought you wasn't gonna get your butt spanked too? You just thought you was good too? She had watched this. She talking about some no. And then episode go off. I was like, okay, Maki. But yeah, episode 4 was tough. Like even when I was I almost watched the whole episode yesterday when I had to review it, because I was like, who was Maki feeling like? Who was she feeling like? But yeah, let's go into episode 5. And so for episode 5, this is one thing I wanted to really touch on, and this is why I don't know. I was telling my friend yesterday when I was reviewing this, like, y'all let me know. So do y'all like it when it be shonen jumps and it's like how Dragon Ball, Bleach, and I guess even maybe One Piece is, where it's like, you know, the whole season and the whole plot is kind of like dragged out and you see everything, but it's of course like longer? Or do y'all prefer when it's the shorter animes and it's a lot faster pace? Because one thing that I had noted on here, I was like, it was really sad when the principal of Jujutsu High had died. But I was like, I didn't like how, because it was like how they set it up, like when the guy was doing the, I think, banjo the guitar in the street. I was like, okay, he meant to get active, then he just dead. And I was like, I feel like that's one thing I don't like it when the short animes do. It's like you could tell like it's the fast pacedness to it, like it's always something new every episode. I don't know, y'all let me know. I know how people attention spans and stuff are with like TikTok and short form, and everybody wants stuff to be shorter and shorter. But y'all let me know, because I feel like that fight, like even if it was filler, like I would have watched it. I feel like I would have liked it. Then I had put on here, what was that little ugly little yellow panda bear thing? I was like, what am I watching? Who was this? But yeah, like I don't know, y'all let me know. I think that was really the only thing, was just like the principal's backstory in this episode. I don't think I'm missing nothing too. But yeah, I just was like, it'd be little things like that. Like I wish we could have saw him fight. I mean, even if he wasn't strong or anything, I don't know if maybe he fought in the other 2 seasons, but I was like, I wish that we could have seen that. And I'm like, I feel like a lot of shorter animes do it. There's always the fast pacedness, which is not wrong, but y'all let me know, do y'all like it when it's faster or shorter? Because I feel like that's the only thing I do like about Dragon Ball and them. Yeah, that the whole show was hella long, but it was like you were able to see everything. Because I'm like, dang, like he just dead on the floor, we couldn't see him fight or nothing. And then I want to say the little fight club was so funny. How like Panda and the Itadori and all that. That was a funny little scene. Like they like fake fighting, and then he ends up meeting the person. And then it was just funny because at the end of the episode, it's like the phone goes off, and it's just like a boom, boom, boom. That's all you hear. And it just goes off. Like, I don't know. It just be funny. Like, with animes, they don't be speaking no words and they just get straight boxing. But I know this part was kind of short, but I think that was it for all this one. Let's go to episode 6. And this is when they get to fight in the new girl. I was also wondering, like, did y'all like her, like, technique and stuff? I thought it was, like, kind of cool. It wasn't nothing, like, super pizzazz or, like, OP. But I kind of liked how, like, you know, it was, like, the constellations and they were kind of acting like magnets or whatever. Like, one was closer to this one, that one, because it was like how they had to fight. It's like it was not more of like a, how do I say it, like somebody was stronger than someone or like stamina based, but it was more like a position. So someone got to go here, throw the card this way. I thought that was cool. And even I'm just gonna say Shadow Boy. I'm sorry, I can't even say it. I have it on here, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But the Shadow Boy, even in the beginning when he was just first like going in and out the floor, taking people, like it just be funny because it's like it literally comes on. You have 20 minutes, so it's not gonna be like too much going on, and he just snatching people up. Like that had killed me. Panda be killing me. He funny. And same thing right here. I noticed when I had reviewed it that they had some nice little like jazz music and stuff. So y'all let me know, like is an anime, like when y'all be watching it, like is it just the fight y'all like, the plot? Because I be thinking like the music be so underrated. Like the music, it does so much. Like I probably could make a whole video about like my favorite songs or like music and just certain fights and animes in like a different video. Like I don't know, just me, because I just like it adds such to the vibe and like, you know, the aesthetic of the fight. But they had some good little jazz music and stuff, so I think that was kind of it for this. I had like that. Oh, Yuji getting punched by that dude was killing me, because I'm like, okay, can you just give it up? Can you just give it a rest? Or so you just gonna keep getting hit? Like, but no, that fight was cool. I liked it. It wasn't like too much going on, but I liked it. That's why I was like, y'all let me know if y'all liked it. I feel like it was a smooth little fight. It was I mean, it was cool, a cool technique, but it was smooth. And then yeah, the Pixie came back, and then I think this is when they go into the culling games, and so we're gonna go to episode 6. And then y'all also let me know, because like I said, I had thought the culling game was, I mean, I guess like I said, reviewing it and then seeing that people stayed back for Tengen, I had thought the culling game was gonna be like the Tournament of Power, or like, I was gonna say Great Ninja War, but like even Great Ninja War Naruto, you know how it's like everybody was there fighting? I thought it was gonna be like that. I didn't know it was gonna be like they send 1 or 2 people into like the barrier and stuff. I didn't know that, and that's why I'm like, I've been wanting to know, like when y'all were watching it, and like I said, I'll just do the anime only people, because maybe in the manga you probably could have told that it was like a barrier, but yeah, for the anime only people, like did y'all think, I thought it was like Tournament of Power, like I thought that's why they had to like I thought like they were gonna do it originally like, okay, the Shadow Boy gets OP, Itadori gets OP, then Maki gets OP, and then they have their little squad, and then their squad goes into the culling games. I thought it was gonna be like that, especially because like, you know, the principal had died, Gojo's not there, like, you know, they were missing certain people, even the star person, they had just recruited him and her, so I thought it was gonna be kind of like that. I didn't expect them to just like go in, but yeah, they end up walking into there, and it was just funny because like anime just full of surprises. Like they first walk in, they immediately separate. I'm like, man, they separate, so we can't even see them fight together. But the 2 separate fights were good. But it had killed me because I put on here the person flying with the rocket backpack. That person was like, I put he was tough, but I feel like he was cool. I don't know why I put he was tough, but no, the girl with that ponytail, oh my god, that dress, it was that, she got balls in her head. I was like, she was so annoying. Even the next couple of episodes, I'm like, girl, what is she doing? She, like, I guess she had a crush on the Shadow Boy, but I'm like, girl, what is she even here for? She was killing me. She just be crying and in the way. I'd be like, what is she talking about? But I would say when Itadori was fighting the person with the rocket, and then the helicopter head dude, I was like, those fights were cool, especially I think at some point he had landed in like the building, and he was just tearing up the building, just spinning, but it was so funny because he pushed that nigga dead in the head. No, that hurt. He had pushed that man in the head. I had just stopped it, and then he just kicked him in the balls and walked off. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be like JJK be serious, and then it'd be too goofed out. Cause I'm like, what were those people there? No way they thought they was gonna really fight him for real. And then when they had first said like they were in the street or whatever, and they was walking, but it had like the split screen. I had thought that was going to be like something too, but they were just going in like 2 different directions. I thought like they were leading them down the alleyway, like trapping them or something. Did y'all get that vibe too? Like y'all really, I hope y'all engage in the comments and listening, because I'm like, I had thought like they were like gonna trap them into some place, or I even thought it was like a maze or something, like maybe it's like some illusion or something, but the whole time they were just like in a different place. So but yeah, that was episode 7. I said 6, but it's 7, and now we're going to 8. And not gonna lie, I put on here that little part with the coffee shop, they could have wrapped that all the way up. Wrap it up. But they just got into the culling games. They getting jumped. These 2 people they introduced. Boy, wrap this on up. But this is when they introduced the lawyer dude, or judge man, I think. The judge dude. And I had put on here, the shipment got me, had killed me. Like when they was first in the little office place, it's just big old black thing with this little white little head. I'm like, oh, what is that? he was like, this is judgment. And then the eyes pop out. I was like, oh, what is guilty? Guilty. I was like, what is that? And then I also had put on here, like, I really like the Shadow Boy, how he always does. I don't know how to do his hands, but he'll summon. That's Naruto. Ooh, my bad. But when he'll summon it or whatever, it's like, I think it's like this. I don't know how he does it, but like, when he does it and then the demon dog pops out, I be thinking that's real tough. I really like his technique and his ability. But I was like, I feel like some of the techniques and stuff be doing a little too much. Let's talk about like judgment and all these things. I'm one of those people, like, I feel like it's the same with the Culling Game thing. I feel like I just noticed it a lot better when I could just watch it instead of having to just do all that reading. Because I'm like, what am I reading? What is this? Who is Judgment? Who Judgment feeling like? So, but being able to like watch it was a lot better. And then yeah, especially when he had immediately had pop. I would say the theater place was a good vibe. The next fight is in the next episode, but like the vibe was nice and stuff. So I like the little vibe they gave. But him popping domain expansion off the rip had killed me because I'm like, dang. Like, that's why I was like, every episode somebody OP every episode. I'm like, dang, he popped domain expansion. Who he feeling like? So but yeah, that was it for episode 8. I don't think I missed any. Oh, the missile. I don't even know if that was like a vision or something, but I was lost too when the missile had dropped. Cause I'm like, wait, so they all dead? This Raccoon City Resident Evil? What the missile doing? I thought they just met Judge Man. So, but those are my thoughts. So let's go to episode 9. This is the part where they get to fight, and this scene was, I really like this fight. This was a very neat fight. But why I had put on here, it'd be killing me when they be explaining all the abilities and stuff of like the person and the domain expansion, and the main character still be lost because he was like, huh? That part had killed because I'm like, Itadori, I felt the same way. I don't know what he talking about that Judge Man. And then I think he had missed the first one, and it was like, guilty. He had missed the first one, and so I was like, oh, okay, he finna die or something. He finna be cooked. And then they got the boxing. I didn't know. I never would have thought a weapon of choice would have been a gavel. He was not playing no games with that damn gavel. And like I remember at some point they was fighting. It was like a boomerang. He just threw it back. It came back. He threw it back. It got bigger. It had hit Itadori in the head. And then at some point he was like crawling on the wall, and he had threw it all the way in the air. It's stretching, and then he's slamming it. It's getting bigger and bigger. He knocking it down. I'm talking about they tearing up the theater. Poor theater. The theater just destroyed. That part was so funny. Like I said, I just never would have thought a weapon of choice would be a gavel. But hey, in anime, anything is possible. So, but yeah, him and that gavel was not playing no games. And then Judgment had killed me at the end. I'm talking about eyes popping out, confiscation, guilty, confiscate. Can you back up, man? What is that? Get away from me. And the same thing as the light sword. I was like, uh-oh. Like, I'm talking about, it's a bunch of stuff going on in this theater. But yeah, he had that light sword, and he just flying just like that. He just flying through things. So I'm like, dang, is Itadori about to die? Like, what's really going on here? And then he had took his shirt off, and I was like, okay, what Itadori? So what's the chest routine? What's the bicep routine? What's the ab routine? Because I need to know. I said, dang, he making me look smart. I'm trying to get like him. I need to get big. He all buff. But yeah, him had punching him. He had took him out. That whole fight, that was a good fight. Because like I said, I just never would have thought a gavel would have been a good weapon of choice. And then them sitting down at that thing, I'm like, what are they finna talk about? But yeah, that was a good fight. I think I had said I said everything on here. Episode 9, let's go to episode 10. I have a lot of notes for this. I'm not gonna lie, for the next couple episodes, there's a lot of notes on here. But no, because why they had to jump my boy, they knew they had to jump. But like I said, it had killed me because that girl with that ugly ass ponytail, she had set him up. But when he had to fight the guy who was ripping teeth out of his mouth, I was like, oh, that's nasty. But like, he was tough as well, especially when they did that little fire explosion through the door. I was like, okay, Mappa, who they feeling like? I was like, okay, Mappa, a little fire animation. But I would say, when he first had spawned the demon dog, and I felt kind of bad for the little Shibigami when they got slashed in the eyes. I said, oh, poor dog, don't do my little werewolf like that. But yeah, then they got the boxing in the little kids room. It was just funny because, like I said, it don't be no words. It just be a boom pow, and then he had that frog come out of nowhere. That boy was getting choked out and stuff. chucked out there. He had got up out of there with that little bird or whatever. And then it just had killed me because like he did all that fighting and he just got slashed in the head. I said, okay, so well, you know, he did. That was good. And then it had just killed me because like they doing all that boxing explosion. They just coming down like Mary Poppins with them umbrellas. Like I said, it just be goofy. And then this is where I think I have popped up the unserious dude where he was like half naked. And it makes me do anything because I'm like, who is this person? He got his butt out. They blurring his stuff out. I'm like, what is going on my screen, y'all? What am I looking at? So, but he funny too because he goofed out. I'm like, he just taking the explosions like it ain't nothing. He killing me. And then and I was like, he was a W ally. And then what I put on here, because like one of my favorite things is in an anime as well, besides music, for some reason I love a good chase. I don't know what it does. A chase will always do it for me. Like if someone is like getting chased by somebody stronger and then they just like, they know they can't fight him. Like if y'all watch Bleach, and it was Bleach when he first ran into the 13th captain, what is his name, Kenpachi, and he just busted through the wall, and but Ichigo knew he couldn't fight him, so he running. It was stuff like that. Like I'm talking about, he busting through the alleyway. It was a scaffolding. I'm talking about he bucketed, boom, 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 scaffold and folding. Even when he went to the building, and he had made it like all like it was like water or something, and then he ended up ripping it off and spawning a surfboard. Like his technique was really cool too. Like I like it when people's stuff don't be like too OP, but it's like neat. Like that was neat. Even that dang elephant. That dang elephant be killing me. Like it was just funny because he just be gone. I think he had a little like moped. Like it was just funny. Like he was literally just spawning anything. Like he was killing me. Even when they had made it to like the gymnasium, that's when I had thought it was OP too. Like he was just spawning stuff. I was like a washing machine. Threw this man against it, and then even the knife. He had got the knife. I don't know if it was in his hand, but I think it was in his thing. I was like, ooh, like. That's what I was like, wait, so how he gonna do it? But part of me knew it was gonna happen on here when it was like half of half of the gymnasium got dark or whatever. It was kind of cool when like half of the gymnasium had gotten dark. Part of me was telling me like, okay, shouldn't that necessarily be like his like place to fight, like his terrain, since he has like shadows and then it's dark. So I was like, he should be able to fight in here. And then he ends up popping his domain, and it was cool how it was like a little heartbeat, and then it was like a little electricity. I was like, okay. And then same thing, I don't think we never really saw, I think that was the first time us seeing his domain as well. Like I said, the manga, y'all let me know if they showed it before, but I know anime only, I think that was his first time, so that was cool. And then the episode goes off, and so let's go into 11. This episode, my notes were a little long for this one as well. I hope, like, I mean, if you watched it, but hopefully y'all can feel the hype that I'm feeling. Hopefully I feel the hype that I'm feeling. But for this one, I was like, okay, he had popped his domain, and then the other guy, I don't know, anime just be so serious. So the other guy gonna pop that little barrier thing, and he had like instantly just cracked that. But I said, damn, like it's like that. But it kills me because like this be blowing me in anime. They never be wanting the people to cook. Like as soon as he popped it, he was like, oh, but this is the downside. You know, he can only do it for 5 minutes, or like it's not perfect or whatever. I was like, dang, it's the same thing like Asta with his demon form. It was only like 5 seconds when he fought the Clover dude. Same thing, Ultra Instinct. You can only have it for so long. Naruto's Nine Tails. You can only have it. I'm like, dang, the enemy be OP, but the main character, the person fighting the protagonist can't never get their little 1-2s in, a little 1 piece in. I was like, dang. But y'all had let me know how y'all had liked it as well. I thought the weights was kind of cool, but it was funny because whole time I thought that was a real him like boxing and stuff, but until he like had touched the floor or whatever, and then he showed him like holding it. But I thought him doing the weights was cool, or like the weight of the shadow on him, so he was spotting the cars and stuff. I thought that was cool. And then also when he had spawned the elephant in, because that's when he realized like, okay, like he knows it, and then he spawns the elephant, and then both of them like are trying to, well, he's holding it up and he's holding it down. I thought that was so cool because it was like, it's the same thing. Like I like it when they have that in animes where it's like I said, it's not even like the domain is like super duper flashy, but it's like little things like that where like it's like a test of like strength, a test of stamina. So I really liked that. And then even when I thought he had like lost or whatever, and then he had went to the water, I was like, okay, he done got him. Lord have mercy. I thought first I thought it was a submarine, but it was a car, and he had popped up, and I said, dang. Then when he had spawned that house, I was like, okay, Dorothy. I was like, okay, Dorothy, Wizard of Oz. I was like, who is he feeling like? And then the house comes down, and I was like, ain't no way. I was like, if he was literally, his like face was like touching the water or the ground, the shadow. So I'm like, there's no way he's about to hold that back up. And then it goes dark. And then they get to the swimming pool. Now the swimming pool scene had killed me. Like I love a good box. He come down, they just walk, and they meet up. It's just boom, boom, bam, 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 bam. And then out of nowhere, you just hear something moving in the back. That boy, whole shoulder ate up, bit up. I said, ooh. I had to rewatch it back. I thought I missed something. I'm talking about, even when I rewatched it back, whole shoulder gaped out, bleeding, spewing out. I said, everybody. I remember posting this to my close friends. I was like, everybody in this season ain't ducking no fades. Maki getting her a piece. Yuta, he finna get him a piece in a second. Shadow Boy getting him a piece. Even the little goofy guy, he got him a piece. I said, everybody getting active this episode, this season. I know that's right. But that had just killed me. Like it was, I mean, they was just fighting. I was like, okay, and just I was like, dang. But that part was fine, and then it ends up moving on. And I had saw this at the end. I didn't even know the angel had picked him up. So that's a character we still have to see, I guess, in the second, or what's the second part, third part, we have to see in the next parts, because when I have rewatched and noted down, I didn't even know Angel had picked them up. So that's going to be kind of cool, because I know Angel was like one of the pieces when Tengen was explaining. So that would be really cool to see. And then it moves into Yuta. And when they had explained the Sendai colony, when they had showed the individual people, I was like, okay, especially the girl on the cloud. I was like, oh, so she looking like she finna be getting the business. Then they showed this ugly ass cockroach. I'm like, what the hell is cockroach doing? And they had showed I don't know if they showed the sniper dude then, but he's about to come up, and then the black dude. And so I thought the black dude was OP or whatever. And then he come back and he ended up getting sliced up, and I said, oh. Okay, so everybody getting the piece. Everybody catching the fade. I said, oh, okay. And then we finna go into the next episode. But yeah, this episode was tough. Like, when I rewatched it back, I literally forgot, like, that dog took a whole chunk of that man's arm. Like, I was like, bro, JJK, they ain't playing, bro. They literally not playing. And then, like I said, Yuta, it'd be funny because he's like this little like nerd, shy dude, but he like OP, like, it'd be so funny. But now let's get into episode 12, the last episode. So this is episode 12 now. I got a lot of notes for this one, if y'all can see. There was a lot of notes, but I would say I really liked how he can just like call on his Shimigami. I think it's Rita or I don't know how to say it, but I like how he just called on her, because when he had first got to the place, he was like trying to help the people. He was like, oh, destroy it or whatever, and she just appeared and did that. But the cockroach was so weird, because I remember it was just standing there, and then it just it just went dead in front, and it was just boxing. He had chopped the arm off, and then he had a little wound, and then it was stuff flying up out of it. I'm like, what is going on? So the cockroach fight was cool. Even I thought he was finna lose at first. He had the little thing, the crop circles, and I was like, okay, they fighting. And at some point I thought he was finna lose, but then he had, I guess, kissed it, or I guess that might have been the reverse technique he had did or whatever. And then he had I think killed it. It came back, so I guess it wasn't dead, but I thought that was good. And then my thing was, I always like it. Like, once again, I always said that I liked a good chase, and so especially when he had just got to boxing her, it was what that girl named the Sky Girl. She had just appeared out of nowhere. I was like, dang, can he catch his breath? And then it was him, and then it was a sniper boy. And this part, like I said, this whole episode, I love the edits on TikTok. I was watching so many of them when it first came out. But like I said, y'all know I love a good chase. He was bucking down that street. he was on the building. He bucked down the street, and then it was all little volleys of blast. He just dodging them. He wanted to feel a little special, get a little aura in. He gonna grab that little piece thing, throw it back. Like he wanted to get some aura so bad. But like I said, I love to get chased. Like I just like stuff like that. Like it's like boom, boom, pow, pow. Like I really like that. That was good. And then the sky, when they were fighting, the sky person, I can't tell if I might be ahead or not, but I just remember when they were fighting in that little room, whatever, she was like pulling the stuff. Like I really liked her ability. Her ability was very unique. And then even the sniper dude, when they had got to the railroad, that part was tough as well, because he was just shooting them down, and then he running all on the railroad, they boxing. Like that whole sequence was just tough. Like I just loved the episode. This and the Mikey episode like carried the season. Like they really fed us for real. That was a part that I had missed as well, especially when I think they were in the street, and he at first was like sniping or whatever. He was like, I think I got him, whatever. Then he had popped up. Like all that stuff was tough. And then like I said, they can all see each other's, like I guess feel each other's vibe or like energy or presence. So I think that was very unique that he wasn't able to like get like a feel of him. So I had thought that was cool. He had snuck up on him. We get into the railroad, and then this is when they get to fighting in the building, and when they were in the building and stuff. And this was cool as well. Oh no, it was before they got to the building. Same thing for him. We had put the ring on, and then he called his shimigami. I was like, okay, like we supposed to get active. And it was funny, like the whole, like I don't know, it just be the sequence of stuff be so funny, because he had called her, and then she pulls this thing out, and it's like, okay, so which weapon you want? I'm like, oh, I know that's right. And then he pulled it out, got his little fist, and then they just all got into boxing. And it was so cool to see how like the shimigami would just appear and then help him fight. Like it was really boxing with like the other person, the little cloud girl, and then he's biting the sniper dude. That was tough. Then the main part that I love in the anime edits on TikTok, when they had first popped the domains, I really wish we could have saw it, because especially he was beating his chest, you know, building the build up. I wish we could have saw it, like even when they were flashing it in the circles, it was like 3 different things, but then the cockroach, which I was still surprised was alive, ended up breaking them. And it was just funny because it was funny because like the cloud girl instantly got taken out. Like it's just funny. The cloud girl instantly got taken out. I forgot how she got taken out, but she got taken out, and then it was just Yuta and the sniper dude boxing. And then I liked how even just like I said, they kept on fighting. His little hair thing, I like how they had their like Gohan versus Cell moment, because he was able to take like her powers away, and he was fighting it with him, and then they had the little energy blast little wave thing. Even the same thing, I wanted to know, like the colors in that scene was really, really tough. And it was just funny because they were fighting the whole time, and then I was like, okay, like he ended up losing the shimigami, and he's getting a little weaker, and I was like, dang, like they're really boxing. And then out of nowhere, the energy blast that he used from the sky came down and hit him. I was just like, bro, like this junk is so tough, bro. Like JJK is so tough, so tough. I wonder, is it like better in the manga than it is in the anime? But I was like, in the anime, like it was tough. So I thought that was good, and then I think that was really it. Yeah, it was just hitting him from the energy blast and finishing him off. I was happy he didn't kill him, because like I said, just with all these things, if they're gonna be recruiting people, it would just be good to like see him be recruited or whatever. And then even when they showed like the different things, I was like, dang, like he getting picked up by the angel, Itadori over there, he just took them out. And so definitely I can't wait. I know there's going to be like a lot more parts coming. But yeah, and so that was just it for episode 12. And so it was definitely fun reviewing this. Y'all let me know. I know for the Love Island one, I feel like it might have been a little easier just because like it was about the people, whereas this one I kind of have to like re-go through the episodes, and it's a lot more like details I put, because once again, like literally that's all the episodes. So but it felt like the season was really short, but then when I was reviewing it and like making my notes down, I was like, oh wow, it seems like it was kind of long or whatever, you know what I mean? But I really enjoyed it. Even some of the fights, I was trying to just note take and skip them. I was about to rewatch the whole thing because I'm like, it was just so good. So y'all let me know down in the comments below. Like I said in the beginning, do y'all think this is the best anime so far for 2026? I'm gonna be watching some more because I know Fire Force is out. I was watching Shield Hero and never finished it. But I know my other friend was watching like Hell's Paradise. I know Bleach is about to come out, I think in June or July, so it's just a bunch of stuff just coming out. So yeah, I'm just very excited. Yeah, like I said, y'all let me know if the manga in this season was better, or if season 3 was good, if it was the best one of all of 2026. Y'all let me know, and also continue to recommend down below. I put it in my post, and I have a whole playlist with the Love Island video about just different recommendations of your favorite movies, shows, and animes. So try not to have it too long, because y'all saw how this video was long and all the notes I had to take. So hopefully all the animes I recommend aren't long. But yeah, that was just all for today's review. Y'all let me know if the review was good. I really want to get into reviews, so give me some good constructive feedback or criticism in the comments below, or if you want to like DM me or whatever, just let me know. Like I said, go to my post, comment, interact, let me know what y'all want to see and what else. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Literally, I was getting re-hyped saying this stuff, but I just hope that y'all was able to feel the hype just as I was. I know the season came out a long minute ago, but hopefully y'all was able to feel the same hype as well. But yeah, I plan to do a lot more. Maybe do Dragon Ball, you know, maybe do Fire Force. I haven't watched that yet. That season's coming out, so just let me know. And yeah, happy you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Road to 700 subs, really road to 1K, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next breakdown.